Hey guys, it's me, Molly. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry I've not been uploading much recently. My laptop's decided to hate me and not let me upload anything, so I am back. But yeah, hi. Today's video is going to be about drama school and like how to get into that, how to stay positive as well, because it's quite a negative, can be quite a negative industry, doesn't have to be. But yeah, we're going to talk about that kind of stuff today. After my story the other day asking about what people wanted to see, I got a lot of messages about like drama school and how to stay like healthy body and mind. Like, that sounded so gross, oh my god. But like, how to stay healthy in like a physical way and a mental way. So here we are, drama school, how to stay sane most of the time. So my journey with like theatre and stuff started when I was in school, like primary school. I'd go to like little groups outside of primary school, so like I went to lots of acting like clubs and stuff, after school clubs, and I loved music. I started learning piano when I was really young. I soon gave it up because I just found it so boring. I love playing piano now, don't get me wrong, but as a kid, like, I just couldn't sit still, so sitting at a piano for like an hour every single day and trying to read music just really hurt my brain. So I carried on doing theatre throughout. I carried it on when I got to high school, and I like was really invested in the drama department. Like, I'd spend every second there. If I wasn't there, then I was at the music department doing music and singing in the choir. And just like, I love to be musical and to be creative, and so yeah, that's how that kind of carried on. And I really loved acting and I really loved singing, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I just remember one day seeing this post around school, and then someone was like, oh, you should come to this group after school. I was like, what is it? And they were like, it's a group called Power Play. And I was like, cool, what is it? And they were like, oh, well, they do like musical theatre. It's a musical theatre group. I was like, what? Musical what? And they were like, musical theatre, you know, where you like sing and you dance and you act at the same time. I was like, oh my god, Lord, all my prayers have been answered. I can do all three at once. Thank goodness I'm not gonna have to choose between doing like acting and music. I can just do them together and it's gonna be joy. So that was like the start of something really cool for me. I did like a bit of musical theatre in school, like touched on it. When we did like school plays and stuff, it was normally like plays with music. It wasn't like big musicals and stuff. We did a couple, but it, like I say, it wasn't like, you know, the classic kind of things that you would have expected. But then after hearing about Power Play and stuff and going there, at school, like, I realised how much I appreciated the drama department, and when we did do musicals I was like, oh my gosh, this is just incredible. So yeah, my friend told me about Power Play and I was like, okay, let's do it. And the first day I went there, I went for an audition for one of the shows that they were doing. It was like, it was called Musical Mystery Tour, and we basically did like loads of different musicals bashed into like a showcase. It was so fun. And as soon as we started rehearsals for that, like, as cringy as it sounds, I just felt so at home, and I just felt like it was so right what I was doing, and I just enjoyed it so much, and I just loved it. It was just ace. And yeah, and they did so much for me, like Amy, the woman that runs it, and Emily, her sister, like and everyone that I got to know through that company. I just can't thank them enough, because it's like, especially Amy, when it came to like auditioning for drama school and stuff and sorting out my auditions and stuff, she was a massive help. I honestly can't thank that company enough for showing me so many things, like how, you know, from like friendships to how to get into drama school to just everything. Like, every single person in that company, I took something from them in a way, not like physically like stole from them, but like, yeah, I can't thank them enough. It was just joy. During my A-levels, it's a bit of a plot twist, I was convinced I was going to do medicine. Sounds really random, but when I was probably like, I think I was like 14, I got really poorly with meningitis and something called encephalitis and a bit of tonsillitis all at the same time. It was pretty gross, really. And my sister had it as well when she was younger, and it's like really rare to get it two people in the same family to get it. But yeah, I got it and I was really poorly. And obviously meningitis is really serious, and it's like you can die and things, and yeah, very, very lucky to, you know, be doing anything. I wanted to be a doctor, and I think it was because, I genuinely think the reason that I wanted to like be a doctor or go into medicine was because the nurses and the doctors looked after me so well when I was so poorly, and they just like really inspired me. Like, I remember I was getting a lumbar puncture, and at the time, I mean I still am now, but I was obsessed with One Direction, like obsessed. Like I knew their shoe sizes and everything. It was slightly unhealthy. I remember my mum and my sister were there, and they were telling the nurse that I really loved One Direction. I was totally out of it. Like when I had meningitis, I just remember fitting like a lot and not really being there. It was quite gross. A lumbar puncture is where they like withdraw spinal fluid from your spine. No, withdraw fluid from your spine. I think it's from your brain. I don't really know like the science behind it, but it's something like that. I don't want to say just in case someone's like, that's not how it is. But yeah, essentially they're withdrawing fluid from your spine. Where it comes from, who knows. And it's really, really painful, and they can only do it like 3 times, because if they try and do it any more than that, it could become dangerous. So you've got to get it right. And I remember just being so upset because my sister had one when she had meningitis and told me how painful it was, and then the whole time I was just like, oh my god, I don't want to get this done. And then one of the nurses just started playing One Direction song and singing to me, and I was like, oh my god, you are a hero. Obviously I was in like massive amounts of pain, but like through that, like little things like that just really inspired me. They made me better, and I just loved the idea of being able to make someone better. And even though that someone was in a really dark place, you could just make them smile, even if it's just briefly, and I just love that. So yeah, so for my A-levels I studied biology, chemistry, and then music and performing arts. So it was literally like completely split down the middle, 50-50. I could have gone anywhere with my A-levels. And I really did love medicine, and in my head I was like, I really want to do this, but it's not just because I've got a passion for it, it's because I know that I'm always going to have a job if I do medicine. I will always earn money if I go down this route. Whereas with musical theatre I was like, god, I love it so much, but I know that I'm not always going to have a job, and I know I'm not always going to have an income, and I just know it's not a very stable career. Or it can be, you know, you never know when you're going to next have a job for some people, and in most cases. Yeah, but then in the second year of sixth form, I don't really know what happened. I must have done a show, or like, I don't know what happened, but it just flipped, and I just went, I want to do musical theatre, and that's it. I love it so much, and I can't follow my head with this, because it was literally like I was just being practical and going, I'm going to do medicine so I can earn lots of money. Whereas my heart was like, you love doing this, like being on stage is just something that you absolutely adore, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. And yeah, so I started to apply for drama schools, and it's crazy because it literally like flipped like that. Like my work experience was in a paediatric hospital. Like I was so convinced that I was going to do that, and then it just flipped one day. It was nuts. So yeah, I started to apply for drama schools and go for auditions. It was honestly like the craziest time of my life doing all these auditions, because I literally auditioned for everywhere. Like every drama school that you can imagine, like in London and around, I auditioned there. It was nuts. Like I don't even know. I don't even know. Some of them I didn't even research. I was just like, I just want to go. I just want to try. And it probably, you know, I probably could have done more research and stuff, but I did. I just really wanted to do it, and I was like, I'm just gonna go everywhere and try my best and see if they want me. And yeah, I eventually got offered a 3-year course at Chichester for music and musical theatre, because I play the drums as well, and I really love music. So yeah, that was the course that they offered me. And I remember getting that email and opening it and ringing my mum, and she was in Stacks in Manchester, which is like a big wholesale thing for traders, and I was like, oh my god, it's in Chichester, and she just burst out crying. I could hear the cashier asking her if she was alright. It was just an absolute shambles. Yeah, she's just actually ringing me now, which is really quite ironic. Hello.
Hello.
I was just talking about you. I'm filming a YouTube video right now.
Oh, shall I go away then?
Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
This is Trace, everyone.
Hi there.
I'll ring you back.
That's fine, no problem. I was just returning your call.
Thank you.
See you later, love you,
Bye.
bye.
Me and my mum literally would get in the car and drive up and down the country, probably like once a week, to all of these different places, and we would stay in like, oh, there's so many funny stories of where we've stayed in like situations that we found ourselves in, and oh, there's just so many ridiculous things that happened to us like while we were on the road. It was just so fun. And yeah, so after months and months of auditioning, while doing my A-levels as well, by the way, it's really like nuts that you have to do all of that stuff. Like, obviously everyone has to do stuff to get into uni, but if you want to be a drama student or like go into theatre, oh my god, you have to prepare like so much. It's, I don't know, it might sound stupid, but like I was just remembered then like how crazy my A-levels were, and then I'd just like leave for the weekend and drive to London with my mum, like do a 5-hour drive there and then a 5-hour drive back to North Wales, and then get up on the Monday and start my week all over again. It was just, oh, nuts. And then after I got that offer, I also got an offer for Trinity Laban to study on their foundation course. Now, I didn't really know much about foundation courses, but I really had to think about what I was going to do, because I really wanted to be in London. That was like one of my criterias for drama school, is that something that I really wanted was to be in London. So I really thought about it, and I decided to take the 1 year at Trinity. No, it's got nothing to do with how good or bad Chichester was. Like, Chichester was amazing, and it was probably one of the best audition days I had. But when I went to my Trinity audition, I just remember like walking in and just having like such a lovely feeling. And it sounds really weird, but if you are auditioning for drama school, you do just get like a feeling, and you're like, I really like it here, and this feels like the place for me. And you won't know it until you've experienced it, but it is like a genuine thing. And I remember doing my audition and walking out of it and going to my mum, that was the worst audition I've done so far, but I couldn't be happier with how the day's been. I've loved every second of it, because I literally, oh my gosh, I forgot the lyrics to my song, I forgot my dance solo and was like rolling around on the floor for like 3 minutes. It was an absolute travesty. But still, I just loved it so much. And yeah, and then, so yeah, I decided to take that, and I just can't recommend foundation courses enough. Foundation years are honestly like so underrated, especially when I did mine like 3 years ago. Like, they were so underrated back then, and it was almost like I don't know, like, not at Trinity, but like across the board, everywhere, if you spoke to anyone about them, it's kind of like, oh, you're on a foundation. Whereas now it's like, oh cool, you're on a foundation. And you learn so much. It was honestly one of the best years of my life, because I was like, oh, I'm ready for drama school, I'm totally ready for a degree, woo, I'm a grown up. And then I started my foundation literally the first day and was like, oh my gosh, I literally had no idea what was coming, how difficult like it is. As much as joyous as it is, it's tough. Going from like high school straight into it is so hard to like adjust to that. There's no funding for most foundation courses, but that's just the way it is. I had to sell like everything I owned. Like, I sold my car, I sold my drums, I sold literally everything. My mum and dad worked their absolute bums off. Like, I honestly could not be more grateful to those two, because they just worked so hard to earn the money to be able to help me through it. And it's not like I ponce off my mum and dad, it's not like that at all. They are grafters. Like, absolute grafters. My dad's been working since he was like 13. Like, it's nuts, and I can't be more grateful to those guys for that. And if you ever get the chance to do a foundation course, take it, because it is just so much fun, so enlightening, and it's the best. You just have to do it, you can't turn it down. So towards the end of my foundation course, I re-auditioned for different schools that I decided I really liked and I wanted to try again for. Unfortunately, I got back into Trinity, and here I am in rehearsals for my 3rd year agent showcase, which is nuts. And yeah, I've just had the best time here. It's honestly like such a family vibe, and it's so lovely, and like everyone's so supportive. I mean, obviously people aren't going to be all the time, like people have got their own stuff going on, and not everyone's going to get on all the time. It's not like just like a Happy Musical Theatre land where everyone's like, oh yeah, we're all friends all the time. Obviously, like, it's the real world. But Trinity has got such a family vibe that I didn't feel from anywhere else when I went to audition. Obviously it's different, just a 1-day audition to like 3 years on a degree. But from my perspective, I just can't recommend the school enough. And that's not, it's not like I'm getting anything out of this by saying this, but it is just genuinely, it's so intellectual, it's so like creative, it's absolutely incredible, and you get to do things from every single aspect of theatre. So you get to devise your own stuff, you get to like write your own music, you get to direct, you get to do so many things. And again, if you get to come here or you get the opportunity to audition here, just take it. Even if you don't want to do it in the end, at least you've given it a try, because it's just an opportunity that you shouldn't throw away. It's genuinely been the most like magical time being there, and yeah, I'm gonna miss it so much when I'm gone. It's crazy. Being in this industry, like I said before, like, it's really difficult. You're obviously gonna be dealing with, like, not always, you're gonna be successful, obviously, but you're not always gonna be in your dream job, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like, there is gonna be times where you're gonna be working a muggle job and you're not going to be doing what you absolutely love every single day, and that's quite hard. And you could go to like 5 auditions in one day and get rejected from every single one, and you've kind of just got to take that on the chin and know that it's got nothing to do with you as an individual, nothing to do with your talent. It could just be something as little as someone has the right size feet to fit in the shoes for the costume. Do you know what I mean? Like, just silly things like that. And like, my top tip, if anything, especially through this like agent showcase that we've been doing, I just would say don't compare yourself to anybody, because there's no point. It isn't to compare yourself in a negative way, like, oh well, they've got a better voice than me so they're going to get the job, or I don't know, like, she's prettier than me so she's going to get the job. Like, it doesn't work like that. And you've kind of just got to hone in on your individuality and who you are as a person and go, yeah, this is me. No one else is like me in any character, in any way. And I've just got to own that and just know who I am and be myself and go for gold and try my best and work as hard as I can. Because that's all you can do. Like, you can actually just only try your best. And if that's not enough for someone or for a job, then that's not your fault, because you've done all you can do. And like, the whole comparison thing, like, so obviously we're doing agent showcase and stuff at the moment, and like, people are getting auditions and doing like all these amazing things and like getting meetings with agents, which is just incredible. Like, I could not be prouder. But I think it's because I'm in the mindset of like, okay, well, if a boy's getting an audition or if a boy is getting signed by an agent, that's amazing. And also, if I were to think, oh well, they're getting signed and I'm not, like, it doesn't matter because he's a boy. And we're in like a completely different league in terms of what type of jobs we're going to go for. Same with like a girl if they're brunette and you're blonde. There's no point in comparing yourself to them in this industry, because you are literally not going to go for the same kind of things. Some shows it doesn't matter, but like, if you're really getting in your head about it, you just need to look at a person and go, okay, well, we're different because of this, that and that, and that's why I shouldn't stress myself out about this situation, because we are different, and that's just it. Like, everyone is different in this industry, and you kind of have to just hone in on what makes you you and just really use that. I think it's just really helpful sometimes to just look around a room and go, okay, why am I different to that person? And just like hone in on that and really like embrace the fact that you're different to that person, not just like in life, but just like to that one person, and just realise that there's no one else like you, and that's incredible. And also to find the joy in other success. I know it can be so hard, especially in this kind of industry where you might go for a similar audition and you might think you've got this in the bag and you don't get it, and then someone else that you think maybe didn't have it in the bag gets it. Like, you kind of just have to find joy in their success, because I can promise you it is so much more rewarding and you feel so much better in yourself, like day to day, than you would if you was just feeling bitter towards that person. There's just no point. Don't waste your energy on it, on feeling bitter, because it's not going to change anything. It's just going to make you feel rubbish, and you kind of haven't got the time to feel rubbish, because you've just got to carry on working on yourself and working on what you've got to do to get yourself that job, or get yourself into that drama school, or whatever your goal is. You can't compare yourself to others and be spiteful against them. And if someone's being nasty towards you in terms of like their success and your, I don't know, lack of, it doesn't, you've just got to like drain out the noise, because it's just not important. You've just got to focus on yourself and your success, and just be happy for others when they get success too, because you would want that from them. And I'm not sat here for 1 minute thinking that like I've got this like headspace down and that like I feel perfect all the time and that drama school is easy. It's not. It's difficult to stay in a headspace where you can be rational and positive, but once you do get your head around it, it just makes life so much easier, and it's easier to tap into once you've like established what that headspace is. It's just much easier to cope with things. Someone asked me on Instagram the other day what my like career plan was and where I see myself in like the next 5 years. And it's gonna sound cringe, but as long as I'm performing and doing what I love, I kind of don't really care where I'm gonna be. Obviously, like I care, but as long as I'm able to be doing what I love, be performing and be hopefully getting paid for it, because in some shows that's just not the case, I'm just going to be super happy doing that. I assume that like my muggle job will be something to do with fitness, like a personal trainer or something, just because I want to I want to be able to stay fit as well as when I'm not working, just so that I don't, because I know for a fact that if I'm not doing something like that, then I will just like, I don't know, landslide into a potato or something. If I'm not staying motivated, then I'll just crash probably, and that's not cute for this industry. It's funny because people, especially like me, when I started drama school, I was like, oh my god, I want to be in the West End, that's it, the end, nothing else, amen. It's not the be all and end all. It's obviously incredible, and I'm not saying for 1 minute that like people in the West End like meh, because that's incredible, and to get to that point is like ridiculous, like go you for you're winning at life. But there is so much more to the industry now. Like there are cruises which travel all around the world. There's shows on cruises that are considered like the West End of the sea, because that's just what it is, and they're like massive credits if you were to get on one of those ships, so that's like incredible. There's cruises, there's fringe, there's tours, like international in UK, and obviously there's like West End, and there's like new works and like workshops and stuff like that. There is so much more to the industry than just being on the West End. I say just with like a pinch of salt, because it's not like just, but that is not the be all and end all. Like you are incredible as a performer if you're performing above a pub or if you're performing on Broadway. That doesn't define you as a performer. You are still incredible, and you are still striving towards where you want to be. And whether your goal is to be in a fringe show above a pub or to be a lead in a Broadway or West End show, that's fine. But your dream or goal is nowhere near, is like not less significant to someone else's just because of how big the venue is. It's your dream, it's your goal, and if you want that, that's amazing. Just go for it, because no one else is gonna get it but you. So yeah, that's it, I guess. I mean, I think the like moral of the story is just like love yourself for your individuality-ness. And like don't compare yourself to others, because there's no point, it's not going to get you anywhere. You are different to everybody, and that's a really special thing, it's not a bad thing. Adore your uniqueness, because no one else is like you, and that's just super difficult. I'm always here for anyone who wants to know anything about drama school, about auditioning, about what's going to be like to be a graduate, because that's going to be my life really soon. If you want to know about anything else to do with like staying positive in this, and like how to keep healthy mentally and physically, and just anything in between, it can be anything big or small, I don't mind. I'm always here for anyone who needs any advice or wants to ask any more questions I've not got really covered. Yeah, just keep working your little bums off and you will get to wherever you need to go, so long as you like fully believe in what you're doing and fully love what you're doing. as long as you put in as much effort as you possibly can, that's all you can do, and if you work hard enough, you'll get it. So just keep going. Thank you so much for watching. It honestly means the world. Yeah, share this video, like, is that what the people say? I don't even know. Oh my god. Let me know what you think of this video, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. Love you all. Bye. So, yeah.